what is one of the most special talents that allow
Hi, Sharmi. Hello, Chinaka.
Hello, Adina. ఇక్కడ వెదర్ అంతా చంద్రాలంగా ఉంది ఒక వర్షం ఎక్కువైపోయింది వర్షం ఎక్కువ నీకు ఎండ చూడు ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా వచ్చింది 10 నిమిషాలు వర్షం పడుతుంది మళ్ళీ 1 గంట 2 గంటలు ఎండ సడన్ గా మబ్బులు వచ్చి వర్షం పడుతుంది అది ఏంటో ఏమో తమాషాగా అనిపిస్తుంది
ఒకప్పుడు ఈవినింగ్ వచ్చేది వర్షం
అదే కదరా పొద్దునుంచి 3 సార్లు వచ్చింది అట్లా వర్షం మళ్ళీ ఎండ వస్తుంది
Normally what happens is that you get all the water evaporated with the sun, and by the evening they kind of go down and you have rain, so
ఇంత సడన్ గా అయితే కాదు బాబు పొద్దుటంతా ఎండ వచ్చి సాయంకాలం వర్షం వచ్చిందంటే అది పర్వాలేదు
that's the way it is to be.
కొంచెంసేపు వర్షం కొంచెంసేపు ఎండ కొంచెంసేపు వర్షం అంటే ఏమన్నట్టు తమాషాగా ఉంది ఇంకా వాడు వెదర్ రిపోర్ట్ లో చెప్తున్నాడు ఇంకా 3 days ఇట్లానే ఉంటదంట మాకు ఇక్కడ వర్షం వస్తా ఉంది అటు ఇటుగా అవునా
So speak in English, because Sharmi is also there. Okay.
Hello, Sharmi.
My mother tongue.
Yeah.
No, I completely understood every word you spoke. My mother tongue is Telugu.
Okay.
But I don't speak. So,
Yeah.
and when traveling the bus, sorry, it will not go on the video.
Yeah. Generally, the people will be alienated if you don't understand what they're talking about. Even in New York hospital, there were a lot of Indians in the residency. So they used to speak in Hindi and Telugu when the patients are there, when the other professors are and all that. So that is something. Hi, Jay, how are you?
Hello.
Sapna, right? Sapna, yeah, Sapna Adhika, yeah. So it's a kind of courtesy just to speak in English or explain what you spoke to them, So that's something I have been talking about it for 40 years now. Everywhere we go, different language people are there, and they get comfortably with their own language, So it's okay to speak when we are alone, but when somebody else is there, so it's kind of different.
How is the flood situation in Bangalore?
I'm not in Bangalore. I'm in the UK now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very cold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sapna is there in Bangalore.
Yeah. Means it is, yeah, it is bad,
Hmm.
but not, it is not through Bangalore is more affected.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm in South Bangalore. We have the weather like today afternoon, bit of sunlight we got.
Hmm.
That's it. But it's cloudy. It's mostly cloudy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere is,
And the internet, water
yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
Weather is
Yeah.
weird. Everywhere it is weird, you know. So right.
Today only I was coming back with my daughter,
Hmm.
and we could see one lake. They had just dug up everything to revive it. We
Hmm.
could see water in that. Yes, it is raining heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be these lakes used to absorb a lot of water. In Hyderabad also,
Yeah.
they kind of went and built all the properties on that. So water is flooding the downtown and other places. And so it's a big headache.
But internet gives a lot of fake news also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
See, but more
Yeah.
people are depending on the internet.
Yeah, that's correct. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, I had this stall in an event, and we thought since I'm in South Bangalore, not much of flooding is on this side, so we thought it will get full gentry.
Yeah.
But 80% of the people were working from home since yellow alert was declared.
Yeah.
So hardly any people were there in the office.
Today, I want to pose a word or a term and see how many people resonate with that. It's called biologically addictive. So what they did was they did some experiments where they fed the kids and they gave them a lot of regular stuff we give, like the processed food, but pancakes or sandwiches or cereal, all sugary foods, right? And then they kind of studied their MRIs. And the areas that lit up usually with cocaine and other addictive materials, the sugar that is rich in sugar, the kids, these areas lit up. Yeah, meaning that you are addicted to your food. And that biological addiction, especially this processed food, because no matter what we say, we go back to what is convenient for us to make, like a cereal in United States, Pop Tarts. They're the worst foods, but then they give them, and then they put all sorts of attractive colors and figures for the kids, so they pick that up, right? And then parents have been giving, this is a serious issue they're talking about. How can you?
Issues for the younger girls also, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Issues for the younger girls, PCOS and PCOD, a lot of problems.
Oh, definitely. It's all metabolically kind of deranged. We don't realize that, right? So what it is when you focus food, only one word you want to focus. What is that word? Inflammation. Is this going to cause inflammation or not? Look at that way. Let's say, Sapna, what did you eat for breakfast?
Today we ate that gram flour, that besan dosa type. We call it in our language we call it chilera, but it was a bit of dosa with more of veggies into it.
Yeah, but they're more like is there protein? Is there fat also? That's important in the morning.
Fat, I would not say that much because I had just taken gram flour.
Yeah.
And then veggies in it. So, and fat, so I hardly use any oil. Means my 1 liter oil goes up till 2 months.
Well, at least the gram flour has some protein.
That is nice.
Protein in it, right? So did you have to put some flour like a rice flour or something?
No.
No.
That we don't need to put any flour exactly. What
Okay.
we make, and this was gram flour. Otherwise, with other pulses, what you get like this moong dal and all.
Yeah.
So we soak it and we make it all those things. So in that you don't need to add. Actually, gram flour is itself is a binder.
Yeah. So
So there is no
so it has the protein and the oil you put for the dosas as a fat, right?
Oil, the example is like 1 liter of oil goes for me for approx 2 months.
Ah.
I use more of ghee and that also homemade ghee. I make ghee at home only.
Yeah, but good fat. That's the point. Good fat.
Yeah.
You're putting good fat and
Yeah.
some protein and not that much of carbohydrate. That's a good one. Okay, in the breakfast, that's what they were
I have
talking about.
one question is I'm not sure if it is relevant here. My son recently started going to the gym and he's become very healthy. He is just in 14 years. He is strictly following his diet. He also insists on good fat and protein only. But sometimes
Very good.
I tell him it's okay to have those.
Yeah.
He says there is nothing like a cheat day. It becomes a habit among it. That one day also should not restrict his discipline. No, sir. Am I doing something wrong? When I say that one day you have it, but he says no, I don't want a cheat day also. He's very, very self-controlled and disciplined. But I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing or no. But he always insists, like you say, protein and good fats. So, yeah.
Can you everybody mute wherever you are because a lot of disturbance coming. Sharmi is talking, but I hear a lot of disturbance. Sharmi, go ahead. Because everybody has.
Sir, I'm in the bus. I'm so sorry. Maybe from my end.
Okay, that may be it. Okay, that's fine. So, Sharmi, that's very good. The son picked up that he wants to eat only protein and fat. Even the cheese, normal cheese, allergy, that is okay, but not this white mozzarella and others. So, basically, we are not paying attention to what we are eating and how it is causing inflammation. And all this South Indian foods also not really that great. We eat them all the time. But rice preparations, flour preparations here in America, white flour, white rice, white anything, they are not really good because they cause inflammation, right? So I was listening to a couple of guys who are also into root cause medicine. I'm into that too. From the beginning, I was always talking about roots of illnesses, roots of diseases, right? So this has become the new thing. Really, people want to take it up because not only their energy and how they feel, but also how they are thinking is affecting with the diet. And that is why the biological addiction is shown because people are, we know that if we don't eat certain kind of food, then we feel like we didn't eat or we're not full or something. That is the addiction. I think for us South Indians is the rice, right? Most of the time, yeah. Unless we have the rice, you don't feel satisfied, right? So that.
For me, it will be sweets. If we I don't eat sweet a single day, I feel something is missing in my life.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. I mean, different foods.
Maybe just a little piece. This much piece also is yes, I feel satisfaction that I have eaten something.
Exactly. You see, they were saying it's not just your mental weakness or anything. It's a kind of how you trained your metabolism. First metabolism addiction, and that is a biological addiction, and that is a sin, craving in the mind. We all crave that, right? So if you want to be mindful, really see what you are doing, use this word. Is this going to cause more inflammation in me or not? Okay? Because the chronic accumulation inflammation leads to the chronic disease worsening and all that. And also, you don't have the energy. You seem to be eating, you seem to be working, but then you don't have energy. Why? Because of that, But if you reverse that with not one food elimination, but most of them eliminated and see how it is. I'm going to start like a group where they can come and participate and evaluate their diet and then eliminate those and see how they feel. It's not like a one-time thing. It's like a continuous thing. Then we follow. This is what it is. We can understand and then eliminate. Okay. Hi, Chaitra. How are you?
Hello, doctor. How
Yeah.
are you? I'm good, doctor. Thank you. Hello,
Okay.
everyone.
Say, let you update, Chaitra. We were talking about biological addiction to foods, right? And
Okay.
we were
Okay.
talking about South Indian diet, American diet, where we eat a lot of carbohydrate but not protein and fat in the morning. And then we are talking about, I was saying, use one word when you look at the diet. Is it going to cause more inflammation? Inflammation is the word. Is it causing more or less? And when you do that, you do a lot to your body and to your mood, to your psyche and everything. So that's what I was talking about, because I was listening to a couple of guys who are talking about root cause medicine, which I am also advocating to. So I was planning a group where they can come and participate, and on a daily basis, were they able to identify what is inflammation, what is not, how can they avoid certain things, how do they feel, and how do they, instead of telling them one diet one day, it's kind of follow them for several weeks, and then they can bring the notes to the group, and then learn the what people are. Suppose Jaya says something like, "Okay, I did this, and then I avoided this." She said she's crazy for the sweets. We all do, right? Different things we all do, right? So how to really go for the sweets that are not going to be too high glycemic. That you can do that, Jay, because there are people who are
Yeah.
making sweets for the diabetics, right? Do you know that there's a separate section where sweets are only for diabetics. So you can go and pick it up
Yeah.
and then eat that too. So is that a good idea? Do you think, Chaitra, to do that group?
That's really wonderful, doctor.
So
Actually,
please do it.
if we know,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's really wonderful. Actually, if we know
Yeah.
what we eat
Yeah.
and what
Yeah.
kind of a food
Yeah.
increase in inflammation in our body or what suppresses, if you
Mm.
know that, it really does wonders for our body
Yeah.
when we have to take that
Yeah.
one.
See, a lot
Really
of
good
people
idea, doctor.
don't know
So when are you going to
what
start it?
foods are inflammation, what are not. That is where we want
Yeah,
to get
that's
it.
the main.
Especially the root cause problem we are addressing.
Yeah.
I have in my menopause community, every woman needs it. So I would be very happy to if
Yeah.
you start this. I will get a lot of women are waiting for it, including
Yeah.
me. A lot of brains.
Let me update Chaitra. One more thing I said, Sharmi. Let me
Yeah.
update Chaitra about one more thing I said. Was they did studies, Chaitra, on the MRI, and they fed these kids only sugary, foods, and also other people are not. The people who were fed sugary food, they lighted up the same areas like somebody is fed cocaine. See, addiction.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that is kind
Yeah.
of objectively proved and all that, right? So if you take ancient Ayurveda, for example, they said food as medicine, right? And so it was a high protein, good fat, and less. Actually, greens were not even there. Do you know in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna recommends a diet?
Yeah, because greens has emerged a later period, na,
Yeah.
doctor.
Yes, it
Earlier,
is.
there's only the roots which were there.
Yeah, they were
Most of them, the
hunting
roots
or
and the herbs.
yeah, they were hunting or they were plucking the fruits and eating it. But then the grains have come, therefore mass production have come, and now mass flowering, seasoning, all this processing has happened that robbed the vitality of our foods, and then we are consuming them routinely and we're really losing all that. So that is a crux of our problem as a civilization, as we adopted these grains on a mass scale. But you know what? They found in Chinese, they eat a lot of rice, right? Like we Indians do, a lot of rice that they eat.
Yeah.
But they go into the fields and work like anything to burn it off. So that is also
But
not.
their rice is different from the Indian rice, no,
Yeah.
doctor?
No, no, not really. But rice is rice. But there are variations. I agree. But generally,
Implemented variations is there.
yeah. But generally, they eat, but they work very hard physically in the
Okay.
fields. In that way, they were burning off. Even our people, the ones who used to eat rice and go to work in the fields, from the morning till evening. But most of the population now, especially in the United States, hardly 5% are in the farms. They also don't work hard because they
Okay.
use heavy machinery, right? So what it used to be farm means you go and physically work a lot, right? That is not there, and then that's the added factor why we became more diabetic and more of this chronic disease orientation. That's what they're talking about, the obesity, the lack of intelligence and all that body, and then eating all the time and then getting like that, right? And this is alarming proportions now, not like a normal. Many people are getting obese, right? Many people are diabetic and all that. So let's start in our group, our own way, um, then I will take my diet, and Chaitra, Jaya, Dharni, everybody will be there. And then don't make food mechanically, don't consume food mechanically. Just be, mindful, aware. What am I cooking? How is this going to affect my children, my husband, or my wife, or whatever, and then how this is going to cause inflammation in me. If you keep it simple like that, it is easy for people to understand and then implement, right? So it's more like a workshop, but it is smaller time. It's not like several hours, but you just it's a continuity of every day. That's the key. The participants, whoever are participating, should be more regular so that we will see that what they are doing, what their progress, and understand from their experience. And also, okay, if I use this broccoli, this is the way it's better. How do you make kids eat? And some of them, they give this nice ketchup, but that is made with holistically, not so that kind of thing. I think we'll do that. We'll do that on. See what it is. As I travel on this journey, I want to take along my friends, whoever is, want to participate in that, and the result is good health. I mean, we talk about mind, we talk about depermutation, all that, but then we also want to pay attention to the diet mostly. And I'm going to bring in my understanding of the sattvic diet, and we could suggest recipes. We could give you those things. I have this book, Sattvic Kitchen. I told you before, right? That book is from the Yoga Institute of India in Bombay. Hamsaji, she wrote it, and then. That is very good, Chaitra. Have you seen that book?
Yes, doctor, I
Hmm.
have, but not completely.
Yeah.
A little bit because I was doing the research on
Sattvic.
food of sattvic, which I can include in the millets
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
So that was when I had a look.
Basically, sattvic in definition, it is something complete, balanced in itself, and it is very close to the nature. So if you have fruits that you really think you want to eat, if you pluck them from the tree and eat within 45 minutes, that has the highest sattvic nature. That is the vitality. It is more like you are connected with higher. It's a kind of connected to the natural vitality. That's the point about it.
This sattvic food is by the author name?
Hansaji. I will send you. I will send you the this one. Okay, I will send you the DM about it. Okay, the book.
There was one book I was like some a few days back. I was looking for one book. It is by Shubha Saraf.
Maybe I don't know about her, but then this is because she runs this yoga institute, and she's into 80s, but does very well with the yoga, and then she's very commonsensical advice about what she talks about. I mean, yoga philosophy wise. regular life and how they are doing. She talked to young women how to keep their hair, face, and all that. But also she talks to young men who are having problems of adjustment and stress and all that. So she's like a holistic component. And the uh, yoga institute routines are pretty good. They're pretty good, and then you can they'll do is a model, but they make the model do things and explain all the things. That is very good. So I like the institute, but then because she wrote it, I got it, and then I'm very happy because there's so many varieties of recipes. Not only that, explanation of what are the ingredients, how they work, how they, that is very, so suppose I'm teaching somebody sattvic food, it's a good source for me to really quote that. And also, if you go to the ancient text and everything, other people wrote, there are much more information, but then those kind of foods are not available for us here in the United States. You see, so they have to find that out possibly, so that kind of thing. But we will use several resources, yeah, it's no big deal, So, and then we will examine each text also and see the authenticity and then what they are making and all that. But basically, if you understand their energies, am I tamasic, rajasic, sattvic? If you are too excited, too many thoughts, too fast you are thinking, then you are rajasic. Okay, that is needed certain times, that kind of kinetic energy, like moving forward. But that's not needed when you want to retire and rest. Then you need tamasic energy. But you don't want tamasic energy when you're actively doing a job. But then sattvic is like a balanced energy, travels tamasic way, travels rajasic way as the situation dictates. But in tamasic energy, you become dull. In rajasic energy, you become hyper. In sattvic, you will be stable in all situations. That's the definition of it. Nobody can be completely sattvic all the time. But the more you are deep into your spirituality, the more you will be like that. And then if you eat foods that are sattvic, it is much easier to gain that. Okay, all the taste, all the cravings we have, they are not good for the sattvic nature. In sattvic nature, you are so aware, you know your addiction and you can be away from it. And you don't allow the addiction to develop. Remember, I told you about that a big yogi or a sage person. He was up in the Himalayas and he had several students with him. And he was teaching so amazing. His kids felt overwhelmed by his ability to teach and what he's teaching and how much they are benefiting. So they felt very grateful. They want to do something for him. They are in the Himalayas. There are no mangoes there, So they come down the hill and buy the mangoes in the market and take them up and make a mango lassi for him. Just a token of appreciation. So they bring a big glass of it and bring it to him. And he takes it, he takes a sip, and then gives it away. Then they say, what's up, why you are not drinking? We made it for you with so much effort and all. And he said, this is not good. Those kids asked him. And he said, no, it is good, that's why. So he's not allowing himself to be addicted to these bogas. He has developed the vairagya for this. That's why he could do that. Not that everybody has to do it. I'm just telling you how it is trained not to be addicted to anything. If you are so aware, you are aware of your own. You don't have to blame yourself just because you are addicted to something, but you are aware. And in that awareness, the addiction goes down. If you are not aware, then you will indulge, feedback, machine learning, that is what happens. So be aware of the sweets, Jaya, then you won't be craving you that much, But some of it is biological, right? That's what we started with, biological addiction. We made it like that because we are not aware of it. And once you bring back the awareness, it will go down. Make sense? So let's just plan this. I will put a separate day for that, and then maybe on the weekend or something, we will do it like a half an hour, maybe just for that, so that we can compare note. Anybody who has something to contribute, they can, talk about it, and everybody else can really learn from it. Okay. So I certainly want to clear my diet of this inflammatory foods, that will help me to feel much better and also much more energy, right? So that will be good. Right, Charmy? I think maybe she's not available yet. Okay. Adil, how are you? We were talking about foods and addictions and all that, inflammation and all that. I can't hear you.
Sir,
Yeah. Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm fine.
Okay.
It's I joined maybe 5 minutes back, but yeah, I mean, one thing which I got was that sometimes we don't even realize that we are having this addiction and just keep on having it.
It's a biological addiction. It goes into where the mind is lighting up. So it's a powerful thing, right? People know about it, but the thing is, if we are addicted to something and that is inflammatory, that's what we want to reverse. So what I was saying, proposing, the group also agreed, was to how can we take our diet and be aware so that when you come to the group, we are accountable. We have not done any crime or anything, but we have eaten, we have found this is very addictive to me, and then we kind of understand how to really be away from that, and also how to really choose foods that are non-inflammatory. That is a need, though, because it used to be natural foods and then fresh foods, seasonal fruits, and that's it. But after this seasoning, processing has come, many foods have become inflammatory. The cereals, the breads, the all the even oatmeal, they were saying, everything, anything that is carbohydrate that you consume in the morning, replace it with better protein and fat. Morning thing. Otherwise, it's like eating the snack or the dessert in the morning. So maybe a natural sweetness from the fruits will satisfy somebody with that. But if you maintain for a few days, then you will see, okay, my system is doing. That's why I want to be helpful with the group. Somebody wants to go for the good diet, but then they have struggles. Instead of struggling with that, you can come to the group, and then answers will be provided here, or hopefully, and then certainly I can work with your awareness. I can help you to really identify your own habits and how to do things that you can better get rid of this habit. Why do you think habits form? Let's see, everybody, what do you think? Chaitra, what do you think? Why do you think we have habits?
Habits are like there are many. They are not like habits are like not like in one condition. It depends on the thinking, maybe on the taste, and the look. There are many kind of habits. So if you have,
but why do no? The question is why do habits form?
Yeah, that is if I go with a food habit, that is mainly with the tongue taste and the look and the smell.
Let's see what others
those
think.
are the reasons for the food habit.
Yeah, let's others. Jaya, what do you think? Sapna, I'm sorry, Sapna. Yeah, Sapna.
I think habits, it's basically formed in the early childhood.
Okay.
Whatever from the very beginning you are eating, the way you are eating,
Okay.
somewhere or the other it reflects in your whole life.
Okay. Whatever,
Like for
Sharmi.
me, instance,
Yeah.
I have seen sweets from very childhood because we had big puja at our place,
Yeah.
and my grandmothers used to make full one big plate of sweets for offering as a prasad.
Yeah.
And we used to eat all those things. So
Okay.
that has been incorporated from the very childhood.
Okay. Let's see, Sharmi. What do you think? Sharmi, are you there? Okay. Adil, what about you, Adil? So, what about you?
Sir, yeah, Avichal.
Actually,
I think habit generally forms when we get something which we want.
Okay.
While the process might not be the ideal, but we get the end result. Is something which the mind, the heart craves.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and because we get simple, easy way, we keep on.
Okay. Dharani, what do you think?
Doing it again.
Avichal said his base. Dharani, what do you think? No, your mic is not on.
Well, we got used to mother's food, whatever mother cooks.
Very good.
So,
Chinaka, what do you think?
family.
I like to add something, Doctor, here.
Yeah.
Yeah, even a habit we can even mention it as like repetitive or something which is oftenly it also triggers in the emotions or the locations or whatever it is. Like the behavior or the action what is regularly repeated. That is what is the main habit if you ask in general. But in food habits, that is what it depends on the taste and.
Let's see what my sister thinks. What does she think?
Yeah.
నా పని అంతా అయిపోయింది ఎప్పుడు పిల్లలకి చేసి పెట్టడం వాడు తినడం ఒకటే కావాలి అంతే.
All right. See, I want to point out this because this is something very important which all of us can do and all of can be bringing it into the. I did this with smokers. I did it with people who are addicted to drugs. I did it with people who are addicted to some people, toxic people and all that, right? The word you want to remember is awareness. If you are not aware at the time when you are eating and all that, that becomes a unconscious habit, and that is repeated more times. It takes its own neurological path, and then next time it comes on its own. But when you are aware in the moment, in the time it is happening, try that. And then if you are aware, you won't do that because you are aware that I am doing this. So that lack of awareness, the lack of present moment awareness is the key why people get addicted. Habits form because of that. Habit is something repeated unconsciously. And you can learn it for some things, but then for some of the healthy things, if you learn bad habits, then they are going on and they're causing the damage on their own. So, for example, Sapna, let us take her. Sapna, can I take you? Or you don't get offended that I'm taking you? Sapna?
No, sir, no.
You are sweet, wanting to eat the sweet, right? That's a simple thing. But it is at that time of that is happening, try to be aware of your own habit. That means you are so aware, you know that you are craving for the sweet, and then you want to go eat, and then you have a compulsion from within making you eat, right? And being aware of that compulsion, that won't push you that much. But if you are not aware and you succumb to that desire, and that becomes stronger. Make sense? Sapna?
Yeah.
So try that and see how that works. So when the time Suppose you are going by the sweet shop and you saw the sweet, you crave for it, your memory, you remember the taste and all that immediately, all the, your saliva secretion, all that, because your memory is working on you, right? But
Correct.
you are here and now, and then you don't have to punish yourself. You don't have to say, oh, this is so bad, I'm feeling it. No, all you have to do at the time is be aware of your own compulsion, be aware of that is how it is acting on you unconsciously. By being aware of it, it will go down. Try that. Try that next time. That means you
Yeah.
bring yourself to the present moment.
Hmm.
Don't blame, don't condemn, don't think, oh, this is good, none of it. Just that means you are not in thought doing its own thing, unconsciously, consciously, but then you are deliberately out of the thought movement into the awareness. Very important for meditation, all those things also. But then you can start with small things like that, right? So remember, because one word I'm saying, because if you look at the food, say, is it inflammatory or not? Like that, when
Yeah.
something comes up, say, am I aware of this compulsion? Am I aware of greed to have all those things? Once you are aware, that compulsion goes down, then you won't have to yield to it.
Yeah, yeah.
One girl, she was with my wellness club for several months. She normally she's very pleasant. She is a very civilized girl, and she would be very nice with everybody and all that. That's all fine. But then she's getting anger from within her, and then she said, "Why I'm getting this anger against the people, against the world, and all that?" Then I asked her, "Be aware in that moment. See what is happening with you, and then anger is going down or not." She discovered when she is beginning to get it, because she was aware, it did not continue. Her anger has gone down. The same thing I used with the cigarette smokers. Usually they're unaware, or they're putting the cigarette in there and they're lighting up, and then they feel satisfied and that's it. But if they slow down and aware of each movement, they found they don't have to take it up and light it up. Their impulse went down and they were not able to. Then you know what happened? In reverse, they gained strength. Oh, I can be without cigarette. I'm okay. I can stop it by myself. So I have the strength. And that strength grew, and then they were able to give it up. But you got to be aware each time. Normally, people on the awareness, they are here and now in this moment. I'll tell you an example. Jiddu Krishnamurti, I quote him often, right? He was sitting in a group in London, and they were discussing something very serious, and Krishnamurti was there. He was not participating, he was there with them. And suddenly he sat up and his eyes lit up. So these people thought, oh, something amazing, something profound, because he's a profound thinker, right? And it's going to come out. And then he says, mangoes, fresh mangoes. Somebody bringing it from the edge of the corridor somewhere there, and then he was so much in the moment, Krishnamurti, he was able to smell them. He is not carried away by this intellectual discussion of someday, somewhere. Whereas all the group are really in their own mind, in their own thought, and where's the intellectual word. But Krishnamurti is always in the moment, in the present, here and now. That is what awareness does to you. Really brings you to the present moment, which is the life. Everything else is in the mind, memories, and you can indulge in them, but if you want to be aware of what is happening here and now, you got to come to that moment. And when somebody, a smoker, comes to that moment where he is not driven by his compulsion of unconsciousness, or like a habit of driving him to light up, he is aware in the moment and he was able to discard that, because he is not driven by his own unconscious compulsion. Is that clear? Use this for small things, small habits that you have. Like, for example, you are brushing the teeth. Are you with the brushing the teeth? Are you in here? Or you are thinking about the agenda, you are thinking about some business and then doing the brushing. This is the key for developing uh, intense attention and awareness, is to be attentive to everything. You are driving, like I told you the other day, you are driving mechanically or you are driving in the present moment. Like, you are aware of what is the weather, what's the road like, what are the people and all that, and then driving, then you will not be able to make any, you can see the animals running, you can see everything very easily because you are in the moment. So accidents do not happen if you live in awareness. Awareness is a thoughtless alertness. But you are not sleeping. You are thoughtless, but you are alert, aware in that moment. And the moment to moment, it builds up like that. Usually, generally, we are like, we are thinking something of the past, something of the future, and are lost. That's why we don't have the touch with the present moment. That's why this forgetting things, this doing something else happens, because you are not in the life here and now. Is that true or not? Right?
Yes, I agree.
See, the other day my wife forgot about the stove, and that's where we brought in. Okay, if you are thinking of something else other than what it is, then you will forget. But then I taught her this technique, like a clubbing. I'm leaving means I have to shut off these things. That kind of clubbing, cloning, that will be much easier to make things, because there is a danger, it can have fire and all that. That's why you want to remember, you stop the stove, and then when you put the ghee there and then you forgot about it, then it went into the flame. All the smoke alarms came. I think I have it, but simple thing. But that's an opportunity to learn about ourselves and then learn this technique. Let me be here, be aware. That's all. Aware means, am I in the moment? Avichal, what do you think about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe that's true, and it does happen to me also.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens, unfortunately, sorry, sir, but sometimes it happens while I am in your class also.
Yeah.
That is why I make it a point to always turn on my video camera so that I can be true to yourself and true to me.
Yeah.
And it does happen. And
I'm glad you mentioned that, because all these other guys, Jaya, she's not on camera. Chaitra is on hold and all that. But when I go and participate, I usually be on the camera so that I can also appear to them and talk to them and participate in that. And this is not like a punishment or anything. We're just learning a kind of understanding. So our life should be empowered and improved. That's the purpose, right? So, but then living in the moment, make that as a habit. If not a habit, it is more like a continuous thing, and see how much energy is saved. How many times you feel like I am alive? And that is the vitality that is needed. But if you are lost in the thought of the remembering something and living there, or very simply put, either you are in the life, in the present, or you are in your mind. If you are in the mind, you are in the thought world. You are not in the present moment. It's as simple as that, but then we miss that. I learned this from Krishnamurti and also Ramana Maharshi. They are always rooted to the present, because they don't care about getting something, recognition or anything like that. They live in that ecstatic inner world, which is always in the present moment. Even Eckhart Tolle wrote about that in the Now. He was talking about being in the present, here and now. I think he did a lot of good for the lot of Americans by understanding what is present. He is said to be a million people in America that transcended ego because of that. So I like Eckhart very much. He speaks slow, but I kind of completely relate with him. You see, some people may think, oh, he's boring and all that, but he's not. He's always in the present. And he understood consciousness, how to be awake to that and all that from the ancients. Also, he explained much better to Americans. So if anybody who is a real advanced in the spiritual nature, like, they come back to the present moment. You see them. They don't hold any regrets or anything like against you. No feelings like that, and they don't really forecast ahead and say, oh, I'm worried how my future. They don't have insurance policy. They don't have any any stocks or bonds. Nothing. No financial security, and they are secure in that moment. And moment to moment. Ramana Maharshi put it very nicely. If you live the present moment well, the next moment will be better. You don't need security for that. So it's a question of why my mind goes to the past or the future. Why I'm not rooted to the present. What is the instrument that can bring you to the present? Avijal, tell me.
Take a deep breath.
That's it.
Breath slows down your thoughts.
That's it. Very good, Avijal. That's it. Right? That is connected to the out and inner. That is the life force. So we are coming to the life, which is the present moment, through the connection of the breath. And also, what the breath is, when you take the deep breath, it cuts down all those rapid thoughts. That's the relationship between thought and the breath. So it helps you to be in the present better by just coming back to that. So this is the practice I was talking about in my morning routine. When I say come back to the present, and practice being in the present in the morning, and then take that like a fragrance to the day. It's not just in the morning you are in present moment and all that, and then go and indulge in thought completely. Use the thought appropriately, but learn to end it when it is done. That is something people don't do, because they go in, suppose you see a movie, it's not enough you have enjoyed movie. You have to come and nurture it, to think about it and all that, like that. Experiencing the movie and then ending it, and next moment your work, complete work is difficult for a lot of people, because they indulge in that, more like a chewing on the pleasure that's already done, and then say, look at how many people waste that energy on the entertainment. It's not only the 2 hours they're spending there, but after those 2 hours also, if you're thinking something else, you are not there, you are not enjoying either. But after your enjoyment, you come back and say you want to more of it. And that is the part where the entertainment taking away so much of attention of the people. I wrote an article, Avijal, on entertainment versus enlightenment. How this emphasis on entertainment is taking away people from the getting enlightened about their own nature. Enormous energy goes into entertainment. Enormous suffering is going on, but they are not aware of that. And enormous the suffering going on because more people are not enlightened. More people are not knowing what is life, what is important in life, where to do and all that. And then subject themselves to suffering all the time. Or they have some techniques and they think the technique will work for everybody. It doesn't work for everybody. They got to figure out themselves what is what for them. Anyway, what I'm saying is 2 words from today. One is when you look at the food, ask, is this going to cause more inflammation in me or not? So we're going to meet, maybe I'll put a time and everything for a half an hour to 45 minutes session where we come to exchange, maybe 2 or 3 people exchange what was their experience, how did they avoid inflammatory foods, how did they not able to, that kind of thing. That way we'll take breakfast one time, lunch one time, dinner one time, and then uh, slowly get into eating with awareness of what is the inflammatory food, what is not. Okay, that will be a practical thing, something people can attend to. And the second word, what to remember is awareness. If you don't want to be any habits, be in the awareness in the present moment. Not worries, not regrets, but in the present. Then you will be able to solve the problems so they don't have to have any worries. And you don't have to waste your energy on the past things that happened, but you can learn from that and go from there. I think that's good. What is the time now? Yeah, almost. It's another few minutes. We'll be going into the morning routine. So, anything else we need to talk about? I think Chaitra is on the hold. Maybe something happened with her. Maybe she has a phone call. Sapna is gone. So Sharmi is also gone too. From the Wellness Oasis group on the WhatsApp I'm talking about. But there are people on Instagram, my friends, and then people are on the other channels too. So we'll go and start that morning routine now. I will see you or the other people who are not participating tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay, Janaka. Okay. Okay. Okay, everybody. Let's go into our exercise mode now. Okay. So we do this morning routine with the stretching and breathing and being here and now so that we prepare our body and mind and also we open our heart to serve the world. Okay. So resolve to give rather than just receive. Okay. That way you will open up your heart and pour it from there. Okay. I always start with the 3 breathing preliminaries, thereby we can start our practice properly. Okay, let's start with the Bastrika, which is you have to do this on an empty stomach with your spine erect and taking deep breath through the nose. As you take the deep breath, abdominal wall comes up, and as you breathe out, abdominal wall goes towards the spine. Those 3 things are important. Let's do 8 rounds. Okay. Let's start with the 7 count of breathing in through the nose. Close the mouth. Abdomen rises. Hold it. And then breathe out through the nose as the abdominal wall goes in. Two complete. 3, 4, 4 more left. 2 left. Last one. Okay. Do this on empty stomach before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner. Okay. And that will be very good exercise you have done. And now let's raise both our hands, palms facing forward, elbows bent, and take the hands up as the elbows extended upward above the head as you take the deep breath in. And then as you breathe out through the nose, bring the hands down. Okay, you can do as many as you want. You can do it anytime in the office. Okay, do that several times while you are in the office. You will wake up your system. Okay, and the last one we are going to do before the preliminary asana start. Okay, clasp both hands, keep them under the chin, and as you breathe in through the nose, raise the elbows to the side and above the shoulders, and let the head fall back. On the top, open the mouth and whisper the word ah as you breathe out and bring the elbows down. See, that is one. Two. Three. Four. Four left. Three left. Two left. Last one. See, that's it. Deep diaphragmatic breathing, where you open up the apices, open up the diaphragms and all that, okay? Always breathe deep, okay? And now we're going to do some exercises. Let's just start slow marching in place. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now do it by raising the knees a little bit up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Simple thing, right? Now keep the feet 6 inches apart and put your hands on the hips and go down, sit down and come up. As you go down, breathe in. As you come up, breathe out and squeeze the buttocks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Put the feet a little bit wide apart and do the bends to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now raise the hands and bring the right hand to the left knee and do the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And now lunge to right side and to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And now raise both hands to the front, palms facing each other, elbows straight. Now take a deep breath as you take the hands out and the head back. Breathe out. Bring the hands to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And now bend forward and take the hands to the floor as close as possible without bending the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And come up and keep your hands on the hips and go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is more like a yogic jogging. Only thing we didn't do is the Surya Namaskars. Okay, that may be hard on some people. That needs special training too. Okay, here we want to keep it comfortable, easy for all age groups, including elderly people can do. Okay, I'm 70, so my contemporaries can do that too. Okay, but young people can do it very easy. Okay, now let's do head to toe one time. Come up on the toes on the left foot, lift up the left heel as you breathe in. As you breathe out, bring it down. Same on the right. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now keep the both feet 6 inches apart. Keep your hands on the hips and go down, bending the knees, and don't bend forward. Keep the spine straight and go down as low as you can and come up and breathe out as you come up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And now stand up on the left foot and dangle the right foot forward and backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Do it on the right foot. Stand on the right foot and dangle the left foot forward and backward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now we're going to the pelvis. Put your hands on the hips, feet 6 inches apart. Now rotate to the front right, to the front left, and left back and right back, like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's the for the pelvis. Now release the right hand and take it to the shoulder level and bring it up and touch the right ear and bend to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach to the left. 5, 6, 7, 8. See, feel the stretch on this side. And now bring it right hand to the right hip and elevate the left hand, palm up, and touch the left ear and to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now we're coming to the chest masses, pectoral. Okay. Release the right hand to the side, palm facing forward, elbow straight, and now twist the body to the right so the right hand goes to the back. And turn your head, look over the left shoulder to the left hand. And breathing out, bring it back. Both hands are done. 1. Take deep breath in as you go back. Breathe out as you come out. Okay? You can do as many as you want. Okay? And now keep your feet together as close as possible and then shrug the shoulders. Take deep breath as they go up and breathe out as they come down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And now raise both hands, palm up, and bring the fingers to touch the shoulders. That's over the elbows. Breathe in and breathe out as you bring in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, we have come up to from the toes to the ankles to the knees to the hips to the pelvis to the side of the abdomen, pectoral muscles, shoulders, elbows, and now raise both hands to the front and do the wrist movement up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now tuck in the thumb and put the fingers over the thumb and do the up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rotate the wrist to one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Open the fist and make a fist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower the hands down, keep it on the side. Take 3 deep breaths. Now we have come to the neck. Look straight and take deep breath as you lift the chin up and head goes back. Now start breathing out, bring the chin back to the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look straight and to the side, left. Turn the head slowly to the left, deliberately, feeling the stretch on the right side. And take a deep breath in as you turn and return, breathing out to the center. And now to the right. That is 1 complete, both sides. 4 more cycles. Slow, deliberate, keep your attention on the stretch. 2 complete. The way to keep the mind here, keep your awareness on what is happening here and now, on the breath, on the sensations, on the stretches of your body. That's how you learn to exercise to keep yourself in the present moment. 1 more. Now, move the head over the neck to the front and the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll do circumduction 3 times. As you breathe out, let the chin fall to the chest. Now start to breathe in and sweep the left ear over the left shoulder to the back. And as you come down, breathe out. 2, 3. Now, opposite side. 2, 3. Do these exercises as much as you can in the morning and in the evening. Okay. Neck will be supple and strong. Okay. And now we're going to go to the right cheek by keeping the hand on the right cheek, elbow bent onto the side, and press on the right cheek with the right hand and release. Do 2 more times. Do the same on the left. Now use both hands on the temples. Press and release. Press and release. Press and release. Then clasp both hands and press and release on the forehead, on the top of the head, and on the back of the head, on the side of the head. Okay? That is head to toe, all the way from the toes to the head. So we did yogic jogging like partially, and then we did head to toe. Now we're going to do breathing exercises sitting down. Okay, you can sit on the chair or on the floor according to what is possible for you, and sit with your back straight though. That's the only requirement, and sit comfortably, and then do as much breathing as possible unless you are told through the nose. Okay, so let's start some tough abdominal breathing exercises, which are really tough on the abdomen, but then good for the organs, right? Sit straight. First one, we are going to raise Kapalabhati, the fire breath. So you breathe out as the abdominal wall goes in. That movement you do 60 times in a minute. Okay, let's start. Straight back. Okay, that is 60 times. Now we're going to take rest, take 3 deep breaths. Now we will do Agni Sara, where we take a deep breath in, blow it out completely, and hold the breath. While holding the breath like that, move the abdominal wall up and down. That is massages all the organs inside. This is called Agni Sara, metabolic stimulator, stimulator of the fire within the belly. Okay. Put your right hand on the abdomen, and you can see that coming up and down. First, take a deep breath though. Breathe it out. Holding that, move the abdominal wall up and down like 20 times I'm going to do. Three relaxing breaths there. Now, the third variety, these are called bandhas. Bandha means locks. So, as you breathe out, you lock the lower abdomen, 1, you lock the upper abdomen, 2, and you bring the chin to the chest, 3. 3 bandhas. We're going to hold them in that position and hold them for a few seconds or few minutes, according to your capacity. Okay? First, breathe out as you contract the lower abdomen. Breathing in, come out of the locks and relax. Okay. Now we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. Prepare your right hand with your index and middle finger at the base of the thumb. Use the thumb and the ring finger to close alternate nostrils. Start by closing the right nostril with the thumb and breathe in through the open left nostril. Now close the left nostril with the ring finger, let go the thumb and open the right nostril and breathe out through the open right nostril. Now take a deep breath through the open right nostril, close it and release the left nostril and breathe out through that. That whole thing is 1 cycle. Let us do 4 more cycles starting with the left nostril inhalation. that is the alternate nostril breathing. Okay, and now we have the bumblebee, where you close your ears, close your mouth, close your eyes, and then breathe through the nose and breathe out with a bumblebee noise through the nose. Okay. Close the ears with the thumbs. Keep the index and middle finger on the top of the forehead. Close the eyes and put the ring fingers on the closed eyes. Let the little finger hang around the mouth. Close the mouth now and take deep breath through the nose and breathe out through the nose. Okay, that is Brahmari, which really good for vagus nerve or parasympathetic nervous system stimulation, which helps you to be non-reactive. Okay, cuts down the reactions, and then you can respond well without the emotional turmoil at work. Okay, it's very stress buster. Okay, and now we're going to do the Om and split it into A Oma. Remember, we are two A's, three B's, and A, E, I, O, U. Two A's are awareness and alignment. Alignment of three B's: breath, body, and the brain. And A, E, I, O, U, you become aware during this practice, alert and awake. You become energized, that is a AE. I is your insightful of your body and mind, where things are. And O is that warm sound that we are going to do now. And U is where you mix with the universal consciousness, or you realize that you are that universal consciousness. A trace of it is with you. Okay. Now let's do the Omkara. Take deep breath in and say O when you breathe out. Okay. Now let's break that into A Uma. 5 times A after taking the deep breath in. Okay. Let's do oo 5 times. Okay, and now do ma. 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 Okay, that is uma. Now we go to the a e i o u part. That is, we are realizing that we are that consciousness as our being, as a part of the universal consciousness. Assert that, affirm that. Let go your attachment to the body and mind, because they are temporary, they are your tools, they are not you. So when you take the deep breath in, assert, I am the conscious being. I am the witness consciousness that are witnessing my thoughts, feelings, everything, body sensations. When you breathe out, remember that you are not just the body and mind, they are your tools. Okay? So you let go any attachment, any association you have, thinking that you are the body or you are the mind. You are not your persona. You are the presence. And that presence is the conscious being. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am this witness consciousness, conscious being. I am not just this body or mind. They are my tools. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am this witness consciousness. I am not the body or mind. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am this conscious being. I am not the body or mind. They are my tools. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am the witness conscious being. I am not just this body or mind. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am this conscious being. I am not just a physical body or mind. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am this conscious being. I am not just this body or mind. Established in your real self, go and serve the world and come home not stressed but contributing to life. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do the morning routine again. Bye bye.